We good? All right, so we on. All right, so here we go. Good evening, everybody. I am Burning the Proof. This is Ask the Q, Speak Your Truth. I want to say thank you guys for coming through, um, taking a look at or listening to the show. As you know, I was in Georgia, or some of those that checked it out. I was in Georgia um with some celebrity people, if you will. Over the weekend, I met Steve Young, Garrison Hurst, and a couple of other people in regards to this meta collaboration that Steve Young and Jerry Rice actually created. It's called the 880 Zone. And what they did was present a lot of situations in regards to robots and STEM programs, and they're trying to integrate it with this Oculus and things to that nature. And I thought that was a phenomenal thing to be a part of. Again, like I said before, I met a lot of celebrities. I also met the originator of the Super Soaker, Mr. Lonnie Johnson. I met Martin Luther King Jr. the third and the mayor and a host of other people. Also met someone who is a part of Meta, but I'm not even going to shout her name out right now because then everybody else going to start try to jump on it. So I'm gonna keep my mouth closed in regards to that right now. But I learned a lot. But I learned a lot. So with that information, hopefully we can create situations within this metaverse that can create greater success and monetize on a couple of things as well. So we're here to talk about a couple of things. I'm here to talk about a couple of things. A lot of things going on in this world right now. A lot of things going on around in this world. Real quick, there's a situation right now in regards to a young lady that was with some homegirls or something. Took her all the way down there to Mexico just to murder the woman. Um, I don't know what's going on with society today or what's going on with these kids or things like that, but it's a lot of evil and a lot of hate out there right now for whatever reason. Like I said before, this young lady went with her quote unquote friends down to Mexico, and they have it on video. I actually saw it on Instagram. The young lady was just beating her, and the other young lady didn't even give a fight. Got slung around some hotel room. It looked like to the point of to where she just gave out, I guess. Um, they saying it's murder, but from what I was told that the U.S. couldn't charge her with murder because of the fact that she was in Mexico. So that's just one situation that's going on right now in regards to this world that I found that was kind of outrageous. Like I said before, I don't know what these kids are being raised with nowadays, but it's definitely not discipline and it definitely not being taught how to deal with their emotions. You know what I'm saying? If you got that much anger, you need to go box or run or seek a counselor or something. But that's for another day. But yeah, just wanted to touch on that. That's one thing going on right now. A couple of other things I wanted to talk about just overall before we get into the meat and potatoes of things. Your boy Mark Zuckerberg done laid off 11,000 people. Some people say it was a strategic business move, but I don't know. Anybody care to comment? MF Son, you want to say something about your boy um, releasing 11,000 of your people? What you think about it? Do you think it's a good idea? Do we think he miscalculated or what's going on with this? Are you on mute? Yes, you are. You on mute as usual.
I am
See
on
what I'm
mute.
saying?
I am. But listen,
Always.
what I would say to that is that I feel that every large company goes through these type of things every year, twice a year, usually right before Christmas. It's usually happened right before the summer times. They do new hires, they do new, and they let people go. You can't have the same people doing the same job if they're not necessary, right? So I do feel that it's a possibility. anyway, that he is starting to change things up. I have a cousin who's amazing at advertising. He's been in it for a very long time. Meta just reached out to him to offer him a job. Why? He does retail distribution. Why do they need advertising for retail distribution? Why? Because they're doing these MetaQuests. So I do feel like they are changing it up, and it's just casualty of business.
Uh-huh. I would agree. It's definitely exact, especially with what I saw this past week. Not this past week, yeah, this past week. I keep thinking it's the weekend and things like that because I'm doing things like these events in the middle of the week. But no, it was in the middle of the week. All the people that I saw with an interest of this Oculus and things like that. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe you are right in regards to your prediction about there being a large boom of people that want to take advantage of this Oculus, because I definitely saw a lot of people with a lot of interest in regards to how this Oculus work and how they can integrate VR curriculums and things like that with this Oculus. This one young lady was up there from RCA, Ron Clark Academy, and she was just showing how they were making slopes and how they were making roller coasters and things like that, utilizing the Oculus, and how she was integrating geometry and algebra with it as well to teach a lesson. So I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're going with this Oculus and with this virtual reality. So I thought that was a pretty dope thing to bring up and talk about. A couple of other things that's going on in this world. This Kyrie Irving thing continued to be a situation that I definitely wanted to highlight. But before I get into that, your boy Donald Trump is going to run for office again, 2024. What you think about that? Anybody hold on. Anybody have any comments about your boy Trump running for office? Miss Majestic, you want to say something about that? If you do, you can talk on that box right there, off to the side. There you go. You got any you want to say anything about your boy Trump? You running for office again?
Oh, okay. Hey, Melissa, let me call you right back. Hold on. Yes, I'm gonna call you right back. Call you right back. There we go. I think that is everybody frozen? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think that Donald Trump has a right to run for office, just like anyone else can. Um, yeah, I think that's the only way you could put that. Do I think that he should be running at his age? Probably not. But you could say the same thing for Biden and a lot of other politicians that have been running. I think that there needs to be some type of regulation when it comes down to political office. I think that if you're going to run for president, you should run for mayor. You should run for a Congress position. You should run for something, so that you can know exactly how government works. Kanye, run for something. Been president of the United States.
So that's my
I
question.
think that there needs to be term limits. I think that there needs to be term limits. There needs to be term limits on people as well.
Well, who's up there? Outside of Trump, who else is running for president? Do we know? Who? I mean, is there anybody
Nobody.
Yo, so so I'm nervous.
I feel burdened. I feel the reason why this is all happening is because we don't have enough young blood coming into the system. We have the same old political parties from Republicans and Democrats giving the same old spiel every single 4 years. We need to have more people in the system. The only way you can do that is having term limits. This position cannot be held by your son and your daughter for for years and years and years. We have to get to a point where we're actually getting people in and making change.
Agreed. But do you think Trump has a chance to win?
Did you think he had a chance to win before?
Me personally, yes. But I'm gonna give you my reasoning. I would give you my reasoning in a minute. That's why I'm gonna let you talk first. I mean, because I'm definitely interested to know if you really think Trump has a chance to win.
I honestly, my personal belief is that he had an opportunity last time because nobody wanted Hillary and nobody wanted
Ooh, sorry, Bill.
basically nobody wanted Hillary. So that's what I feel.
Facts.
I think that's how
Well,
he
see,
won that
and
presidency, and there was no one else.
Well, see now. I'm glad you even said that, because you got to think of the dynamic in regards to Hillary. And I'm just being honest in regards to how this world thinks in regards to women leading. I don't think, again, this world is ready for a woman to lead this country.
I don't think it was a woman. I don't think Hillary. It was a woman situation with Hillary. I think that there was a Clinton already in office, and we did not want to see a monarchy. We again, term limits.
Miss Brookie.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hi.
Well,
I'm well.
Hi. Hey, MF. So basically,
so we on Trump right now. We on Trump right now.
Okay.
What's your take on Trump winning this presidency again? You think he has a chance?
I think he has an absolute chance. And what's so disappointing about this is there are so many things he broke the rules on that should disqualify him from being president. But but with him announcing the presidency, he's once again kind of overridden the rules and regulations of what's going on here. I think that Kamala is probably the closest competitor, and I feel like that administration is going to pull something slick. But just to speak to what Son was saying was basically like, I think the reason why Trump has a chance at winning is because our country has gone too liberal. It's out of control with the liberal state of things, and majority of people on the ground ain't with it. No matter what the media is saying, no matter what. So I feel like people see him as a person that's going to A, bring the money back to the country, and B, stop all this debauchery that's happening in America. Yeah, exactly.
Give me that check. Nah,
I agree.
Biden gave a check too. Biden gave a check.
And then I asked him the same thing. I'm like, who else is there? Like, who else is there that's going to compete with this man?
That's the thing. Nobody is announcing.
But you know what? And that's the thing I think that most smart political leaders do is they wait until the last minute. So you can't attack them. You can't attack their records. You can't attack anything.
True.
But to vote. I think, and that's the other thing that I've always been pushing for, is having some kind of mobile voting system. Whenever I bring it up, people always down the idea, especially politicians. Oh my goodness, people are going to go into your records and there's going to be a hack. Yeah, but there could be a hack anywhere. So why can't we do it on our phones? We can move our money from place to place. We can't move our vote. That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. I believe the reason why they don't want to do that is because they don't want you to win. They want to win, whether it be Republican or Democrat.
Agreed. I can see. I can see what you're saying, but still, in all, I just think it's a landslide for this guy. I think Trump, and then me personally thinking, in regards to who Trump is, I would rather have him than anybody else, because you know what you're gonna get in regards to the guy. Like, he equally hates everybody or can't stand everybody. I'm good with that. You know how to maneuver around somebody like Trump. Anybody else, who did you think okay, in your opinion, is this administration going the way we envisioned it to go once we found out we had a woman of color?
And
really?
I kind of feel like this. It's really interesting to me how a lot of Trump gets support from a lot of black men. It's something about the black males that support Trump. My problem with it, and I don't understand it, but it happened last term and this term as well. My problem with Trump and why I think he's detrimental to the dismantling of everything we have is it wasn't just him, it was who he put behind him. The whole cabinet became white. Everybody in the White House became white males. In addition to that, they tampered with a lot of things that mess with our generational wealth, like they brought back redlining and they brought a lot of things. Like the first thing he announced was that he's gonna get the death penalty for drug dealers. All of these are charged statements, charged tactics to rile up the majority of America, which is poor whites. We have to be very careful because even though he's a loud talker and a jokester, he's also a white devil, and he is about creating creating poverty for us and raising and uplifting white people, and that is a fact.
Agreed. Hey, we can move on from there. I don't have nothing else to say about that. I think she nailed that one. One. Oh, but just to retract in regards to what we were talking about earlier, the situation of the young lady that got sent down there to Mexico with her homegirls and got her behind whooped.
God.
Do you know anything about that? Like, what's your take on that situation?
Man, it's horrible. Rest in peace. Shout out to her family. That was one of the most sad things I saw. But the latest that came down the wire was that the person who beat her up was a transgender, a trans woman. And so that's gonna be a part of the conversation in the coming days on that. But I think also we looking at another case of a little bit of racism from Mexico's perspective, because they're basically requiring the family bring the FBI in to investigate it because they said it was alcohol poisoning. And once they brought her body back, they found out it was, all the injuries we heard about that she sustained. So I think, on so many levels it's messed up. But the focus I have is how is Mexico going to address this, and how are these perpetrators going to be prosecuted, because it's clear they attacked her.
Again, people don't like Trump, but he put that wall up. He's trying to put that wall up. My thing is, I need a president who's going to come in and say, look, I'm tired of all this Mexico stuff. We about to be Russia and we about to take over. Because this has gone on long enough. And just take over the country. I mean, honestly, like, is it that hard to do? We're the richest country in the world. We have the most powerful weapons in the world. They're next door neighbors. They have no weapons at all. Why are we not just let's come to a Puerto Rico agreement or something? But at the end of the day, there's a lot of drugs that are coming into our country. There's a lot of wealth that they could also be a part of when it comes down to Canadian as well as America being on the continent. There's a lot of stuff that could be happening, but we're not doing it. Why? Because the same old people are doing the same old things, collecting the same old dollar.
Well, to speak to that, the only thing I have to say is Trump did a lot of talking and he built the wall, but the only war that I saw was a civil war in America, and that's where I feel he's the most dangerous. We had a 4-year civil war going on, and there was the only casualties in that war were Black people. That was the only casualties in that war. So I'm really hesitant to be on board with him.
Yeah, but Brooke, aren't we always at war though? Aren't we always at war? Whether it was Obama, Bush, Clinton, every 4 years we go at this war. Why? Because the other thing that I always push is that we need longer terms for our presidencies. The term should be 6 to 8 years. They come in at 4, right? At 2, they're trying to get their agenda pushed in. At 3, they're about to start their new campaign, and at 4, they're in the campaign. What gets done? Nothing. We need longer terms for our presidents. We need shorter terms for our government officials.
I think that's
in some ways dope. I definitely can see that point. Yeah, I mean, I definitely can see the point to that. But then I can see the point to why they would require or make it to where it's the opposite to their advantage of certain things. So I mean, it definitely can go both ways. for those who just got here, we were just discussing Trump and those who feel that he has a landslide chance of winning this presidency coming up in 2024. And if you have an opinion about it, you know what I'm saying? You got the box right there on the ask box. You go ahead and sit over there, you know what I'm saying? If you have an opinion about it, go ahead and feel free. TY, go ahead, my guy. The box right there, the ask box over there.
Oh, where the box at? Oh,
right there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
So me personally, I like Trump. I don't hear any boos or anything. I'm waiting for some boos.
Hey, I like Trump too, TY, period.
I like
Republican all day.
Because I know what I'm getting. I don't expect nothing out of
There
him.
we go. There we go. I said it earlier. You know what you're gonna get.
Right. I know what he don't sugarcoat nothing. He ain't really, I mean, he BSing people, but I expect him to do that.
Yes.
But at least he had the economy. To me, you know, it seemed like he had the economy pretty much on point. Now, what he did
Exactly.
other than that, what he did outside of that, I really don't have anything.
But wait, T.I. Trump.
He handled his
Kanye?
business.
Yeah,
Huh?
I'd rather
Trump.
vote for Kanye.
Trump.
We talking about Trump.
Trump or
We're talking
Kanye?
about Trump right now.
Trump or Kanye, T.Y.?
Trump.
I'm gonna say Trump, man. Kanye don't.
I'm
know
gonna
how
say
to
Trump
run no-
too.
He
I
don't
vote
run no
for
country.
Kanye before I.
He
I
don't
vote for
even know
Kanye
how to
before I-
acquire land or property for his Yeezy brand. He was just asking anybody in Atlanta know
Good
where I can
point.
sell my shoes at. But I bet you Trump knew how to handle that business. Period.
Right.
He got more money than Trump though. He got more money than Trump. Not a
It don't
billionaire.
matter who
Trump was
got
never
more
a
money. It's
billionaire.
about who
Trump
know
not a
how to handle
billionaire no more?
business.
Nah,
It's
No.
about who know
Here's
how
the
to handle
thing.
business
Here-
and who
here's
ain't
the thing,
tucking their
hold on.
dick between their ass scared. That's what it's
Right,
about.
right.
Hold
Who
on,
ain't
no
scared?
Yeezy slander. No Yeezy slander on this show. Not with me here.
Hey,
Now, hold on.
man, hold on
Hold on.
when you talk about Yeezy for president or Trump, baby, we talking about Trump. Now, it ain't no Yeezy slander. I like Ye. I fuck with Ye. It ain't no slander at all, but it's all about who know how to run a corporation. The United States of
Facts.
America is a corporation. So if you're not
Facts.
good with running a business in corporate America, you will not be good at running a country in corporate America. And that's just
Okay.
real shit.
Okay, so
I
tell
don't
me,
even
we
know.
have these
I think-
people who support Trump. What did he exactly do? What do y'all feel he did as a president that made him a good president? Tell me what you feel he did.
What you feel he did? Because I'm not going to debate with you about my opinion. That's just that.
It's not a debate. I'm just asking what you think he
It's
did
given
as a
what
good
you-
president.
I
I didn't
mean,
say he was a good
and I
president.
said
I think he was a
that was my
horrible,
opinion.
racist piece of shit. So
Well,
I
that's
am
on
not
you.
going
That's
for
your
Trump.
personal
But so I
feeling.
can tell you what he did do that was horrible and made him a piece of shit in my eyes. But I feel like this. We got a lot of people saying we know what we're going to get. We just had Biden. We know what we're going to get with him too. We know we're going to get a slow ass, old man that's kind of really ain't pretty much got nothing to say. He don't really have nothing to say. It's a really quiet, presidency. What's up, son?
I have an idea. I have a great idea. They have our information, right? They have our
Mhm.
text messages. They have our emails. They have our bank accounts. They know exactly what your credit score is. They know what you did at your mama's house, what you ate, your grocery list. They have everything, right? Why can't we just have the computer run a system of what we're looking for in a president and then pick one?
Because people
have the computer pick it.
People don't know what they want. People know absolutely
Yeah,
nothing
right.
about politics, and so
They don't.
we learned the most about politics when COVID happened. People realized what how laws are made. We found out what different who was the minister of this and the health department that and see y'all know what I'm saying. I had COVID. I got COVID brain, but we learned more about government in that 2-year period and how laws are passed and how things can be pushed down. Don't nobody know nothing about politics. What do people know? What can people say that Trump did? I'm just want to hear what laws he changed besides putting red line up and making sure black people couldn't buy houses in certain areas. What else did he do? We don't know. And
Anybody?
that's
That what
sad.
Google for. That what Google for. Shit, Google it.
Mm.
Figure it out. How about
Nah.
that? But I
Nah,
feel
nah,
like
I
running
don't-
a
I don't-
corporation, that's him. You know what I'm saying?
But
He
every
made sure this
corporation
this
he
economy
ran
stays
it in the
stable.
ground. No, the economy stayed stable.
I can tell
because
you one thing he
prior
did
to-
that I like.
Okay,
What?
Okay.
Tell
prior-
us,
Let's go,
Kat.
Kat.
Because I'm telling Stouter to Google it at this point. You know.
Nah, because I can tell you what he didn't do, and because I read, so I don't rely on Google, and I don't rely on somebody else telling me what
Correct.
happened.
Well, that's a good thing.
Right.
You know, everybody don't rely on Google, sweetheart. Yeah. Keep it cute.
Oh,
keep
don't
it
get
cute.
mad now.
Because, no, I'm not getting mad. I'm just keeping it real. I'm saying
okay,
keep
but
it
you
cute.
mocking me with
Keep
the
it
little
cute. Don't
giggling that you
try to
doing
act
too
like
much.
don't try to act like
You're
you're the
doing
only
too
one that
much.
read.
You're
No,
doing
you
too
doing
much.
too much.
You
No,
telling me
you're
to go
doing
on
too much.
Google.
You
telling me to go on
telling me
Google. You go on
what I
Google.
like so
You
much
go
about
on
what
Google.
Trump
I
did,
write,
girl.
I write
Get
articles that
over it.
end up
Okay,
on
well,
Google.
continue
I
to write them.
I write articles
Continue
that
to
end
write
up
them.
on
Write-
Google.
well,
So I'm not
write
gonna
another
go
one.
read my own
Write
work. I'm
another
not gonna
one.
read my
Write
own work.
another
But maybe
one.
you
Write
can read my
another
work.
one.
Maybe
I
you
don't
can
want
read
to.
my work.
I would never.
Maybe
I would
you
never.
can read my
I
work.
would
Well, you
never.
should, so
I
you
would
can know
never.
what presidents
I
do,
would
and you can know what
never.
the president did.
I
Because
would
you don't really
never.
know anything. So I'm
I
having a
would never.
conversation with
Girl, you
somebody who
don't know what I
shit.
know. Girl, you
You
don't know
ain't
what
saying
I know.
nothing.
You don't know
You ain't
what I
saying
know.
nothing.
You
I
saying
know
too
you know-
much.
I know
And
you
you
know
saying
about
too
Google.
motherfucking
I know
much.
you know
And
about
I
Google.
said what I
All
said.
you
Yeah, you
saying
know
too
about it too.
motherfucking much.
You know
Relax.
what about you know
Relax.
about it too. You know about it too.
Oh, I know a lot
Relax.
because everything I talk, I know.
All right, we cool. We cool. We all right?
I'm nice. I'm just waiting for somebody who got some information.
Kat, go ahead, babe.
Well, I was gonna stop my part, but I do know when you talk politics, it gets real specific. But I'm just make it quick because I was gonna get into what I did like about him because I did definitely do my research and I do know why I picked the political party that I am in. But I don't know though. I don't know now. I don't know if I want to say because it's gonna be unpopular opinion. So I kind of feel like
No, please say it. I'm just saying, if you know something, say it.
Kat, do
Yeah,
your
no.
thing, please. Kat, do your
This ain't
thing,
my
do your
show.
thing.
This is
All right,
not
so
my
one
show.
thing,
You ain't
one
gonna
thing,
offend
one
me.
Do your
thing that
thing. Do
he,
your
one thing that
thing.
he
I'm a-
talked about, when he was talking about, it's been a couple of things, but the main one for me was when I was working, what affected me the most was how people in certain income ranges will be forced to make some changes in life for the better themselves. Well, for what would be economically better, but for my class, it would actually help me because I actually get taxed a lot, heavy. I'm technically by law single. And I get hit a lot of taxes, even my property taxes, and which is all the brackets that would affect me. Now, I can say his mouth was a little ratchet, but I feel like this when it comes to a lot of people get hung up on what he said. But I mean, reality is people say it in front of your face or behind your back. I mean, certain things get said as tough conversations and things that people say. And I think that if they got past it, like she said, he did run the United States like a corporation. He had a lot of shock and awe, and a lot of people were taken aback by it because that's not the actions we expected the president to do. But like Ricky said, there's some policies out there he did that were okay. I don't want to get too into it because I heard that. I was like, you know what? I don't want to get back and forth into it with somebody about how I feel. But he has put some things in place for me. So I don't want to get into the because then I don't want to be a thing about who know who and who know what better. As I just don't want to be in here for that. For me. So I'm already on my second account.
Cool.
I'm already on my second account.
We good. We all right. We all right. We all right. We all right.
But I did
No, we all right.
like him as a president. I did not vote for Biden. I can say that. I didn't like the vice president. I just didn't like her as a choice. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like her. I didn't like her policies. I didn't like her background. I didn't like how I felt like she spoke condescendingly, and I felt like she only spoke to the Black community when she needed us. Like she's a soror when we need our vote, but then you played that like she played those cards. She code switched too much for me to even relate to her. You know, I wanted to bad. I tried my best. It just wasn't it for me. Couldn't
And
say
then
vote for
opportunity
her.
zones
When she
too.
wore them
You know,
fake Timberlands, I was
opportunities-
done.
Oh, right. No, the opportunity zone was a great thing for presidency as well. You know, he got into black communities where, you know, corporations weren't, you know, utilizing, and, you know, that happened. So, I mean, there are a couple of things that I could say that in Donald Trump's presidency, that was a good thing. But I also believe that it's two parties, one agenda. So I also believe that
Yeah.
those things were already in the works anyway. It just happened under his presidency, like a lot of things do. And it goes back to what I said about those term limits. You know, what a president does in his 4 years really doesn't affect until the next president comes into office. So he's taking credit off of a lot of the things that Obama had done. So you have to look at it at that way as well. Again, there's just not enough bright stars out there to say, I want that guy to be my president. There isn't an Obama anymore. We need Obama right now. The reason, and you know what else he did that was good for America? He didn't get us into war. If we would have had Hillary Clinton in office, we would have gotten to war quicker with Ukraine than Donald Trump. He was able to, oh, look over here. Don't look over there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we do that a lot in America. Kanye is another perfect example. We use him. They use him. They use him to manipulate us to not pay attention to the things that are around us. People don't like it. But that's what it is. That's what Donald Trump was. That's what Kennedy was. That's what Bill Clinton was. That's what Obama was. These people are put into power so that they are able to manipulate you. And sometimes that's not a bad thing, because sometimes we need to be manipulated into the things that are right for the country, because we don't want it. So he did do some good things.
Real quick, and then I'm not going to say nothing else. I'm not really that much more so interested in the presidency, honestly. I'm more into my local. For me, my local are what affects me in my zone, because I'm not going to lie. They just caught one of our little council people drunk and hit a pothole in the wall and ran. And I was like, we trying to put him back. Like, this man like to drink and drive. Like, that could have been somebody's kid. I found myself more so, I've been looking into, even my homeowner association, they have an election this year, you got to vote in May or whatever. And I'm really like reading this stuff. That's more so that affects me on a day to day. My people, you know, like it's just things like all of that. President, I think that's kind of like that's top tier. But we got people underneath of them, you know, that really matter in pushing these issues. So yeah, I think the lower levels need to be addressed just as much.
Hey, I'm so sorry, Burden. We're having a little bit of a technical difficulty, so we can only use like these two boxes for the cameras, because. So, yeah.
Okay. We all right?
Okay, cool. Yep, we're good.
You scared me.
No. I'm just saying, if Kat wants to talk, please talk over there on camera 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't hear me on that one? Oh, you heard me?
No, we heard you. We heard you. We just didn't see you.
Okay.
I wanted someone to talk about that their new finding in regards to if they care to share.
What new finding are you talking about, sir? You know, I have a couple.
About your ancestry, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, well, yes. So I took a MyHeritage DNA test, as well as a 23andMe DNA test, to see where my ancestry resides, and I found out some interesting things. Well, first of all, I called my grandfather, and he ended up telling me that his grandfather was a white man. I had no idea about that. So when my ancestry came back, you know, I called blowing everybody up with questions. But long story short, my DNA read that I am, hold on, let me pull it up so I can get y'all the accuracy. So my DNA, it says that I am 52.7% Nigerian, 18.1% West African, 8.9% Kenyan, 3.5% North African, 2.3% Somali, 1.2% Central African, 6.2% Irish, Scottish, and Welsh, 5% Scandinavian, and 2% Indigenous American. So I
Now,
found that was very interesting.
so now, in finding
Uh-huh.
out this information, I asked, um, was Black or African American a selection on there? And it's
Oh
not.
no, it's not at all.
And it's just something that just smacks you in your face in regards to how we identify with ourselves here within this country and why it's being done
Exactly.
in the manner that it's being done. And
Right.
for so many years of my life, I allowed myself to be identified as something and never asked the question. And that blows me and that bothers me a little bit in a lot of ways. That I answered to something that I'm not even. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. Right.
I
I
find it
feel you,
very
man.
important. I find it very important for us to identify with something outside of our grandparents. Um, because of the fact that we don't know our history, they're they are allowed to play these games with us, you know, and to keep us lost and to keep us searching and things like that because we fail to do the research and we have to stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because for whatever reason, they know something we don't about who we are as people. And once we realize who we are as an entity, ain't nothing they can stop. Cat, go ahead.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I'm a firm believer in doing those tests and definitely
Katniss,
getting that
the
knowledge you
one got
need.
me,
Yes.
got me
And
damn doing it.
I originally did it because I'm a twin, and me and my twin look nothing alike, completely different, everything, a lot of differences. And I wanted to know what my history, I mean, I knew some of it, but to really identify and know where you come from, the separation, and a lot of families are broken down, a lot of families are divided. You got cousins you don't even know is your first cousins, and they live 2 states. Like, it gets crazy, and the male gene is the
Right.
one that carries it the most. So I would really definitely want to do it with my brother, but it is definitely something. Once you get that information, is a starting point to you finding not only just yourself,
Right.
but where you fall in this society and what what you're looked at. Because it's crazy, because my neighbors are African and I consider myself African American. They always tell me, you're not African, you're American. And they don't even see us as one of them, and we came from there. And 50% of your blood is some country in Africa. And
Right.
it's kind of
Right.
crazy, what I'm saying, how
It's like I'm
divided
half
down the line
African.
we really are. Like,
Right.
it's a lot. They've created a whole different race with us. We're not even what we originally were anymore. We're completely mixed into, we're a whole different race now. So it's just super important to know. I think it's a good start. At least have that knowledge of who you are. It can change some people's lives. It really can. So
Facts.
yeah.
100%. 100%. Go ahead, ma'am.
I don't know.
Sell right now for $39 online.
Oh, word.
And for Christmas and Black Friday, they might be cheap.
Only, yeah, I would like to do it. And I guess I want to address like what you say about who we are and how, and I guess a question for you, Burden, is like,
Yes,
what
ma'am.
what do you think? How do you feel about the amount of time Black people have been in America, which is pretty much the same amount of time as white Americans have been here? And why do you feel it's not do you feel like it's fair to say and not distinguish our Blackness from being American? Or what other way could it be? Because a lot of white Americans came from Europe, but they still identify as American. I don't know if that question makes sense.
I understand it. I'm not saying that a there's something wrong or there's something threatening with identifying with being American. I think we've inherited that and we earned that right to be called that. But I do understand that there's a linear line of history that we know nothing about that connects us to something else. And the reason why they can jerk us around here is because we have no identity to anything out there. The reason why people stay so tight-knitted around here because they know exactly who they are and exactly who they can attach themselves to. Jews know exactly who they can attach themselves to. Asians know exactly where they can go to attach themselves to. We are the only ones that can only attach ourselves to this country, and that's it. We have no history of anything outside of this country, and that's a problem.
Can I say something?
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there is a history out there for us. There are people that still in this, man, don't get me started. Yo,
But you know what America.
So, but I'm not saying don't keep what we got because we inherited this. You dig what I'm saying? Because of what was created here. But we have something out there that makes us even greater, and they know that. You dig what I'm saying? That's why they keep us lost. You dig what I'm saying? In my opinion. You know what I'm saying? People can follow what they follow, but I especially with given what she's given in regards to her heritage and where she comes from. There's something greater out there for us. And she just said it. And Black and African American ain't even a fucking selection. You dig what I'm saying? That's just something that they created to call us for business purposes and tax exempts. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm more than a tax exempt. You feel me?
But
I'm more than a tax exempt.
But I think, Burden, the thing that's scary to America is when we say we love it. You know what I mean? We are so hard on the things that we have gone through as Black Americans that we don't want to say we love it. We don't want to say that we're a part of it. We would rather down it. We'd rather, have excuses. We don't talk about all the people who died for us and marched to make sure that we have freedoms. We don't talk about, we don't love that aspect of it. We'd rather talk about other things and the things that have brought us down. No, we have to start to love this country the same way they love this country. That will scare them.
Oh, I agree with that, son. I agree with that.
I mean, okay.
It is because
okay, love it. Go ahead. I mean, I can have a balance, man. I don't have to I mean, I get it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not denouncing it. I mean, it's the only thing we know. So you gotta love it. You dig what I'm saying?
The typical person will down America. Especially
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
From other people's country. I've seen people talk to other people from other people's country, and the American will down America. The other country will down America. No, we have to start saying that's the reason why we love Trump to a certain degree, is that he was all about America first.
Okay, now I understand that,
but we need to have in our hearts that this is a place of love, of compassion, of people who have run away from parts of the world that kill their family and and they come here for something new, for something brighter, for a greater life. And I think that we need to start realizing and understanding that. Again, loving things, you begin to cherish them, and then you begin to take care of things like that.
But MF son, it ain't like that. It ain't like that here. It's not like that. I can't give you a feeling that's not here. I can't feel a way for something that's not here. I can't tell you. I mean, you got big pharmaceutical, you got this processed food that we eat. I mean, you got the ways that they try to kill us each and every day in regards to the food we consume and things like that. And then they try to keep us addicted on these drugs and big pharmaceutical. Man, and you want me to feel love?
Pay attention more. Listen, you pay attention more. Once you love something and once you care about something, you'll pay attention to it more. Okay? We're not paying attention to it because they got us feeling like you shouldn't care. You don't care about you shouldn't care about this stuff. Don't love this country. Hate it. Ignore it. But if as soon as we start to actually do it, I bet you that the whole tune is going to change.
Well,
that would take
have
a mighty effort.
About that. Yeah, son, that sounds great. The concept is beautiful. But one thing this country does best is every 50 to 100 years they rewrite history. So anytime you talk to black people right now, because we're in the pain era, we're going to talk about slavery, we're going
Hey,
to talk
Candace,
about, we're going to talk about everything bad. But then there was the previous 100 years, it was good. We were self-sufficient. We were Republicans. We did have our own businesses in our own towns. And then there was the post-slavery time where there were two types of slaves. One went to sharecrop and the other one went to universities and built the talented tenth. So there are so many different aspects to being black in this country, but I think that it always stems back to the negative, but that's because the pain is always there. There's always some level of oppression. So because we are oppressed to the degree where the judicial system oppresses us, we're preyed on with food, we're preyed on and all these, and have always been, we're economically, all of these things, it makes it very difficult to stay on board on an upward trajectory with love in this country. But I do agree that we should have a certain level of pride, but it's just too hard because there's not enough reward in it for us, even when we do put that foot forward. So
there we go. I agree with that. That sounds good.
I think
I'll
Bucky
take
wrapped
that.
that one up.
I'll take that answer. I ain't loving it. No, I'm saying. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I love America too. I ain't mad at it. You know what I'm saying? But no, I found that very interesting that Black and African American wasn't even a selection in regards to choosing who we are. So that thank you, Nigerian princess.
All right.
Appreciate the share.
no problem.
You know what I'm saying? So what can you let them know what type of where you can get the ancestry thing from if they want to partake in that?
Yes,
ma'am?
for sure. So it's two. The first one is 23andMe, and the second one is my heritage. So the one that is this crazy is crazy because I got two different sets of DNA results. On one of my DNA results from 23andMe, the numbers were different from the ones I got back from my heritage. So I'm just gonna say take both. Because it's two different methods that they use to get your saliva. You either spit in one or you swab your cheek for another one. So I don't know if that had anything to do with the differences in my results, but it connects you to like all type of family members that's in your DNA. From the person who has the highest percentage all the way down. And I actually found some really, really close family members that I knew nothing about. My granddaddy got a secret child that nobody knew about. I just found that out today. So,
Wow.
yeah. I've been connecting with relatives on there. It's been dope. But yeah, definitely get y'all one if y'all want to know exactly like your percentage of Nigerian or whatever is in your ethnicity, because different results come back different. Like one of my friends is a Jew. One of my friends got like all type of stuff in there. So you never know, especially if you don't know how far back your great grandparents go, because I had no idea I had a white great grandfather. I had no idea. So that was new for me.
I have a question for you about your okay, so I have two questions for you. But the first question is, did you feel like, how did it make you feel to know that you had such a huge Nigerian percentage in your blood? And then the second question is, how far back did it go? And did it like trace you back to maybe like slavery? How could you use it like in maybe creating your family tree?
So it pretty much, so the first thing I felt when I saw that I was Nigerian, I was like, what the fuck? Because my mom's name is Tanganyika and my brother's name is Kenyatta. And those are African names, which goes around like the Kenya area. So when I saw Nigeria, I was confused as hell. Like, well, why the hell did my grandmama name my mama Tanganyika after this river, after this lake? So I was confused, but I was like, okay, well, I do got half my mom, half my dad, so I guess this just what it total out to. I was like, it was jaw dropping for me because I didn't think it was gonna say that. Now I expected it to say Kenya, but I didn't expect it to say Nigerian. So when I saw Nigerian and I saw like all the different tribes, it's almost like, you know how in the United States we got black, I mean we got African American, Caucasian, Latino, right?
Mhm.
In Africa and in Nigeria and all these other places, I noticed they have Igbo, Yoruba. You got like all these different tribes that you could come from within Nigeria. It's almost like it's segregated within itself, if that makes sense. And
Mhm.
it kind of made me feel like, well, damn, why I do that? Because I'm like, I'm thinking that once it tell you where you from, it tell you your tribe, and it's gonna tell you all this stuff, and it leaves out like if you're not a male, you don't have that male gene, you won't know like what tribe you came from, and because my brother is deceased and my grandfather is deceased, I have no idea of finding out that tribe on like my mom's side, but on my dad's side, I mean on my dad's side, I am able to find that out. So that was the first thing with the Nigerian thing. Like that completely blew me. And what was the second question?
The family tree,
smoking my
like
reefer.
how far back did it go?
Oh, so the family tree, so it actually traces your DNA as far as it goes way back. Now, the only thing that it does not
Almost
do, it
300,
does not
300 plus
connect.
years.
No, it go back further than that, the son, because it linked me back to, let me see. It linked me back to, where is this from?
Sorry. Katniss? I can't hear anybody.
It linked me back to freaking to what's the fucking dude name? What was it? A Neanderthal. It linked me back to 2% Neanderthal. So it goes that far back. And it actually linked my husband back to Pharaoh Ramses the third.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it goes really far back. Now, what it doesn't do
Damn.
is it does not show you where they sit on your tree. So that's the mystery in it all. You'll have like the percentage of DNA, and it'll let you know whether it's your first, second, third, fourth, or fifth cousin, and it'll let you know what grandparents they descend from, but it won't like let you know which grandparent that it was. So you have to kind of like figure out which side of your, whether you got to figure out first, you got to figure out what side they're on, because it'll show you a split. So it's going to show you your DNA relatives, and then it's going to show you yourself, and it's going to split yourself in half. It's going to have people on your right and people on your left, and it's going to say either first cousin, it's going to say fourth cousin, second cousin, great uncle, aunt. It's going to say all that, and you're going to be like, what the hell? I never heard of these people in my life. And once you get to clicking, you'll see how much DNA y'all share. So I didn't bother contacting nobody with 0.5% of my DNA. Like, no. But I did see people on my thing with 8, 10, 4, 3. And I'm like, what the hell? Who the hell are you? So that kind of makes you like, who the hell are you? And then they let you know, like, this is your first cousin from your grandparents. And then you like, damn, well, which set of grandparents? So you got to look on which side of the tree they came from and say, okay, well, they're from this set, but which grandparent is it? Is it the male or the woman? So it gets interesting. It's almost like a
puzzle
investigation. It's almost like an investigation, like you doing PI work on your damn self. So yeah, it's interesting.
Okay. I want to do it.
Yeah, you should. It's
How much they
dope.
cost?
It was like, well, the ancestry with the traits on 23andMe, it's like $99.99, but they had it on sale for like $79. And then I'm sure on Black Friday they're gonna have a sale. And then the My Heritage, me and Katney was talking about, that one is on sale for $39.99. I actually just bought 2 of them so I can go give one to my dad, and then I'm gonna go give one to my granddaddy ass to see where the hell they come from. Where they, because you know the why. Some about the male and the women chromosomes, it only goes so far down the women line, and then the male line has another line. I don't know. It's crazy.
They
I'm
carry
still
it longer.
learning.
Yeah, they carry
I'm
more
still
history.
learning. Katney's gonna have to tell us about it, because baby, I'm
Yeah,
learning.
I always
Katniss, girl, I'm
encourage
working
people
my
to
way
do
up
it.
this tree.
I'm always encourage. I super encourage people to do it, and what sparked me to really start talking about it is, again, knowing your history. I mean, you can get stories from your family, and they cute and cool, but what happened? I live in Maryland, and of course it was a slave state. And in my old neighborhood, this house has been there since I was young, and it's an old slave house. The family still owns it. The original family has been passed down the generation as far as renovated and stuff. Is nice. But I went to a party there, and when you go in, it's literally on the wall. They have pictures of their ancestors way back. Way back. I'm talking black and white photos. However, they got them on the wall, and I thought to myself, like, we don't have this. I got my grandmama pictures when she was younger, but how much further back can we go with this? Who am I? And that really, that's what really sparked it. But like you said, once you get that information, you start digging, you start investigating, you start making phone calls. Uncle Claudio got 2 kids we ain't know about. It brings in so many things. And it shows the separation. Then family stories come out about things that, you know, happened back in the 70s, 80s, before then, that we don't know about. They've been forgotten or people don't pass down. So I think it's super. I mean, even if you do it for just personal information, but once you get the information, it opens yourself. It can answer a lot of different things on why some things you like, some things you enjoy doing. I mean, we have characteristics of our ancestors in us 100%. Some things are genetic. Even if you can get into it, they even have another one you can do that can trace your blood work back down to even like your health conditions that might run in your family. Like so many different things that you can do with your blood and find out to help you or put you somewhere to get started, to go somewhere, you know, or knowing yourself. So
well, I know I ain't gonna never check black or African American on no damn questionnaire no more. I know that. They better have some more options for my ass up in there. I'm gonna figure this out.
Okay.
Rookie, go ahead.
I'm checking other shit. Other
facts.
Goddamn.
Facts. Other.
Shit, I got
They're
something
gonna
on
look at me
everything.
like I'm crazy in there.
Okay. I'm like, you want to see my DNA results? The fuck?
Right. like a license. I'm gonna throw this shit down like a spade card.
Okay. I can't wait to go to Nigeria and put my shield out like a spade card. Like, yeah, I'm good. I'm home.
Brooke, you got something?
I don't know.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was always reluctant to do those DNA tests because of things like, you know, how they say they try to harness your DNA and you know, possibly use it against you. Like, was y'all comfortable with that, or what do y'all think about being in a database like that?
You know what I thought about Bricky? Girl, my daddy had me take a DNA test when I was 7 years old. I said that motherfucker already in the system anyway. I might as well. Yeah. So that was just my opinion. You know, my dad had me DNA tested, baby, at 7, okay? Trying to hide me from his little side hoe, okay? So, you know, it was already in the system. I said, they already got it any goddamn way. So guess what the gag is? I just bought a test for his ass to take, and I'm finna go swab his ass right back. So you see how that thing just come right back around, you know? So he ain't got no choice but to go ahead and give me that saliva, because I'm like, Daddy, take this, open your mouth, this side. I'm saying, yeah, I remember the process when I was 7, you know? So yeah, go on and give me the other cheek, do the other cheek. Yeah, I can't wait to swab his ass.
Absolutely. I like the fact that my stuff was in there, because my biggest fear is when 100 years from now, I don't want my story to be missing out of the book. You know what I mean? I want to trace my story back, because in one of my ones, I knew we had Moorish ties in my family. I always knew that. But when it actually came back and I could link it to somebody who they can trace in a log, a sign-in book, and public records, yes, I want 100 years from now somebody in my family to go look me up and go, oh shit, you know, I had a great auntie that was into the metaverse when it first came out. Damn, like that's the old school shit, you know. But you know, back later the contacts they used to get on the metaverse. But yes, I definitely want my story to be part of my family history. Absolutely, absolutely. Even if it's just a name.
Ain't nobody denouncing being American.
Absolutely.
Shoot. But we know we got more to it, cuz. Better let it go.
When I seen that, I had Mayan in my blood. Oh, girl, you should have seen me, baby. I was on Netflix, YouTube, looking up the Mayan people. I said, oh, there was some smart fuckers. I'm like, that's in my blood? Okay. It was given. I was excited about that. And the Nigerian, I was definitely excited. But when I tell y'all the anticipation of waiting on the results, oh my God, my nerves was through the roof. Cause I was like, when it gonna come? I was getting on I was getting on his nerve every day in the sun. I was getting on their nerve. My results ain't here yet. Oh my God, Candace still ain't came. I don't know what they gonna say. And then when they get there, you get the shit. You about scared to click on it. Then you click on the shit, you like, what? I got what? British, Irish. Where the hell that come from?
Waited
So
all
they
that
kind
time,
of
you scared to click it. Man, you better click that damn thing. I'm scared. I wish I would be scared. Man,
I was a
please.
little nervous to click on it. I'm like, damn.
No, but see the excitement like she had is to even dig deeper into who she is. Like, imagine if we all did that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure 90% of the time that's the feeling we're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? And then we find out we are a phenomenal people. And I'm telling you, in some senses of the word, I think that's what so many people are fearful of. You know what I'm saying? Once you link it all together, man, I mean, it comes a mighty, mighty fist. But yeah, I mean, I think we covered that. I know Drew got his time schedule he be on. So and I know everybody got to go to sleep tonight because all y'all got a work week to tend to. Well, some of y'all, some of y'all. I got my entrepreneurs in the house as well. You know what I'm saying? So, but nah,
period.
I mean, I think that was a phenomenal discussion. I think we covered everything. I think we good. Everybody all right? We good? We all right? We got through it. Hey, but real quick, for those who did watch the Instagram Farrakhan. So Farrakhan took up for Kanye and Kyrie Irving in regards to, you know what I'm saying, them being, I quote unquote picked on by the Jewish community and things like that. Kyrie Irving had a damn whole fine he had to pay and a whole bunch of other things that he had to tend to. I'm sure everybody had their opinion about what. Well, I just wanted to know if people thought that Farrakhan was in line in doing what he did. Though, I mean, because nobody asked for his help.
Well, that's Farrakhan. That's number one. And number two is that Kanye did not think that it was. Kanye did
No,
not
he
think
did
that what
not.
Farrakhan
He felt
said
it to be a
was,
slight.
Very nice. Yeah, he definitely felt it was a slight. Definitely. But I watched it. I didn't think that it was a slight. I do think that he kind of came off like Ye is a little on edge or not all there. That was the perception that he kind of gave.
So that's what
but
Kanye
he
was
also
feeling.
said that
Got you.
he was right. But at the same time, Farrakhan did say that he was speaking facts. So, it was kind of a double-edged sword with that, but I understood what Ye was saying.
Interesting.
Well, I didn't get a chance to watch Farrakhan's response, but anytime you want to fuck your life up, you fuck with Farrakhan. Farrakhan needs to just stay out of everything. Every time Farrakhan get into somebody lose their job, they lose their TV show. But you got to stay away from Farrakhan. He ain't the man to be speaking on nothing. Don't nobody want to hear nothing Farrakhan got to say unless you in the nation. I respect him to a degree, but I don't like what he did to Malcolm. So I'm on the fence with Farrakhan. And speaking of genealogy, I heard he's half white. His daddy white. So we gotta watch Farrakhan.
Probably
Well,
look at
damn.
that skin color.
23 and 8.
I
Had to take a 23 and
but
me.
the NOI. I always tell people I'm proud Muslim. I'm not NOI. That's Nation of Islam. I do know Farrakhan is the nation does a lot of good. They do a lot of good things. The nation. Farrakhan himself as a leader, he's like she said, he does inject himself in situations, but he's controversial, but the nation as a whole, they do have a good undertone to some of the things they do. I can't personally get too close to it because they make it about race and not religion, and Islam is religion, not a race-based thing. So that's where I draw the line at with it. But I can say he said something a long time ago that sat with me for years and years and years. And this is back when I was in college, but they talked about this back in when slavery, and it was more like Black oppression thing. And he was like, the Negro Revolution is the only revolution without bloodshed. I don't know why that literally stuck with me forever. And it made me think how we move as Americans would change. It was just kind of a little extreme then, because back then it was a little different.
Say it again. Say it again.
The Negro Revolution is the only revolution without bloodshed. And it just stuck with me. It was something a long time ago, one of the books. I don't remember what I read, but it was something we read. But he is a shock and awe factor. He is a very pro-Black person.
He's the Kanye of religion.
He is. He is definitely the Kanye of religion.
He's religion.
That's why he can't get on social media. He can't really get. That's why he took it.
and you know what? And that doesn't subtract the fact that it's money involved. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean?
Like, he's a very rich man too.
He's a leader, and his job as a president of any corporation is to make sure that you're paying attention to what's happening in his business. And that's exactly what he does. Kanye does the same thing. Whenever an album comes out, whenever there's, what does he do? He'll throw his kids out there. He'll throw his wife out there. He'll get a divorce.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is what people do. And again, I don't think that he is any different than any other leader that we've had in this country. We really need to start taking a look at the leaders that we put up against the rest of the world. Because really, you look at the other leaders in the rest of these countries, they've got their scholars, they're thinking about their people. I don't think that we're finding leaders who are empathetic, who are artistic and thinking about a better way, a newer way to change how society is looking.
And that ain't gonna change because they got them. And you know what? And the reason why is because look at the people in Congress. Them people been up there 40, 50 years. Do you think they thinking the same? Hell yeah, they is. They not thinking nothing new. Them people been in Congress how long? How long they been in there? The kids get the job. The little brother get the job. These folk been up there that long. Do you think that their minds is changing and evolving into the way 2022 is set up? Hell no. They still thinking about shit the way it was back in the day. That's the problem. That's what need to be changing every 4 to 8 years. That right there. That job right there. Pass some better bills. Pass some better laws. Yeah, I don't think they should have a job that damn long. Like, y'all live there. They might as well move in. They might as well move in and build a big ass house.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We don't need to get a new Supreme Court judges too. Especially Supreme Court.
Especially judges. And just the FYI, the Republicans did take over the House, so the Democrats no longer have all three sections of the government. So,
so it might be some change after all.
I'm scared.
It might be some change after all.
Don't be scared, baby. Don't be scared.
I had a question going back to that whole celebrity speaking on the whole thing with Kyrie and Kanye. I just noticed that when it came to athletes, they only had Black athletes speaking out about it. It was like they went to recruit everybody Black to comment on it. And that's just really speaks to like the media and how they manipulating this whole situation to continue to oppress, and
that's exactly
and
what they
to
do.
oppress us. And it's just, I don't know when this is going to end. It's been going on for months. It's out of control.
And you know what? It's so sad that Burden was just talking about this the other day. He was talking about how people in other countries like China, they don't get the same social media that we get. They get a more of an educational social media, a social media that teaches them things like they get no drama.
Oh, their TikTok is completely different from ours.
They get learning experiences and everything.
Sit on the block, crack. There you go.
They get learning experiences and everything. What they do to us is they bombard our social medias, bombard everything with all this type of drama just to keep us occupied from what's going on in the stock market, from what's going on in the news, from what's going on around the world in the world news, from what's going on everywhere else. They put all these
Even in your own
dances in
city.
your face. They put these celebs in your face.
The little
Make something
challenges.
drastic happen. Yeah, the little challenges. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
what they were
ma'am.
doing. I'll do it with your legs shaking recently. Yeah, shake and shake and shake. You know, they distracting you. Go get off of them apps. I encourage people to
No,
get
that's
off
right.
of them
You wanna
apps
make
for
it
real.
shake, girl.
Yeah,
No,
that's
really.
right.
And you
For
know what's the
real.
crazy part is this the algorithm hustle that they got. It's an
Yep.
algorithm
Oh, them
hustle. You
AIs,
click
boy,
on
them
one thing, I
AIs.
could send you something you're not even interested in, but you click on it, all of a sudden they channel it. They creating machines to confuse us and to keep us locked into stuff we're not even interested in. And
It's
they
important.
Even on your
broadcasting us.
phone,
It's
phone.
important.
If you got your phone sitting down and you talking about I want to go to
Hey,
Paris.
that's
Next thing you
true.
know, on your
just
Facebook, you'll
happened
start
to
seeing
me.
shit to
Paris.
Paris. I was
Somebody
like, what the
text
fuck
me,
is
pick something up from Party
Instagram?
City,
All type
and
of
I
shit
swear
to
to God, I
Paris.
saw Party
I say,
City
you
on
know
my
what?
phone.
I'll put my phone in a whole nother room, and people be like, I text you that yesterday morning. Why you just now
Yeah,
responding?
right. Just
Yep.
Because
think
I'm not
about it. It's gonna
connecting
be
with
on
my
your
phone. Yeah, I'm
Right.
not connecting with that motherfucker. That shit is dangerous.
It's
It's dangerous. You
scary.
gotta come your ass out them phones.
But I
It's
do.
the best
but,
waste of time, though. I ain't even gonna lie.
but right, I was just about to say that.
It's the
Well,
best waste
I
of
think
time,
I
man.
think the
Yeah, no.
government as well
Yeah.
as a lot of companies understand that Americans are sensitive. We're sensitive people.
Yep.
We're easy to control. But at the same time, if you let that control, they will go wild, and we'll have
Yeah.
no way in curbing them back into what we need them to do. So it's important that we continue to
Mhm.
give out information, keep you distracted, so that when we need you to focus, you'll focus on what we need you to focus on. So I believe that is a method that America has used. I don't think that it's a bad method, because it's either that or they tell you what to do and you do it. You have 2 kids and that's it. You take this job and that's it. You're in this class and that's it. So which way do you want it? I'd rather have the entertainment.
Yeah, well.
And I got a question. If y'all want a better understanding of what the son talking about, take a look at The Crown. The Crown is a show about Queen Elizabeth and her father and just everything how they control things, how they control like what the people do. And it just shows you like they really treat us like we in Bill mode. Like they the ones in Bill mode. And we the
They are.
little you know what I'm saying? Like they in Bill
They in
mode for
Bill
real.
mode.
And we down here looking like little bitty ants just going for whatever they put in
objects
our
moving
way.
around.
We the objects, yeah, we the objects
scripts.
moving around. We
Yeah,
look,
we
yeah,
definitely
girl,
the guinea
we
pigs. We the guinea
yeah,
pigs.
yeah.
We scripted.
We got high
Definitely.
man dog. We
We
got high
scripted.
we got high gravity and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, come on, man. Like these people is really playing games. Like, and once you get to digging and researching and seeing that, oh, you see, let me ask you something. Is the earth flat? You give me your answer and it don't match up with my answer, I'll be like, okay, I know you at. Yeah, the son, we doing it. We doing it. We
I got a
doing
que-
it.
I
Like
got a- I got a
people
question,
gotta
though.
broaden their minds. Like, no, you
I got
gotta
a
open
question
your
for
mind. You
Burden.
gotta
I
open
got a
your
question for
mind.
Burden. I got a question.
Uh-oh.
Do people I got a question. So saying what y'all just said, I got a question. This is everybody. If
Uh-oh.
America or Americans got, let's say, 40% truth of what really goes on in the world, do you think that the mass majority of people can handle it?
No.
Hell no.
Not at all.
Hell no.
And that's no. And Katniss, hold on,
No.
stop.
I wanna know.
Now,
They
to
not
your
gonna be
point,
able to handle
this
it.
is no. They can't handle this conversation we're having right now. You understand what I'm saying?
True.
They can't even understand this, and this is the problem. The reason why we would never get nowhere because it was forced. You have to forget everything you thought was true,
Right.
and they don't. They can't handle that. They are too invested into what they've been taught and conditioned to believe. To leave that, they're not abandoning that. That's their whole livelihood. It's too much of an inconvenience for them to accept that this may not be true, and I gotta accept this. Then it's just to stay where they at, and that's sad.
Yeah,
That
and it's the fact
is
that people
sad.
don't like to
Damn, they
continue
made a
to
good
learn.
story.
They don't like to.
Shit.
They don't like to continue to learn. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, they want to turn
just-
up all day.
Yeah, that's what they want to do. They want to look at what's in front of them, learn what's only in front of them, and don't go study the stuff that's not in front of them. Study what's not in front of you. Pay attention to what's not in front of you. Dig into stuff that's not in front of you, and you be like, "Well, damn, this
And
what the
that's
map
what
used to look
Kyrie
like.
has been
This
doing.
what the map used to look like. This what this
And
used
that's
to look
why
like."
Kyrie is
Yeah.
in the situation he's in right now, because now he's that feared, because he is digging and he is trying to peel back the onion of who he is as a person and what he could be outside of a basketball player to his community and to people that look up to him. 100%. Go ahead, Brooke. You on mute though. Oh, okay, never mind. Good. So we good. I think we got that out the way. I'm comfortable. I feel better about myself today. I think we shared some phenomenal information
Brandon
to a
had a
lot
good
of
point
people.
with that. People were super
Um,
invested. We invested to these certain lifestyles, man. It would tear America up if they knew any truth to anything that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Kat, you want to say it
Oh, my
again on
bad.
the
Am I
block?
global?
Get on the block, Cat. Get on the block.
No, I said, I was sitting there thinking, and I said, Bernie had a hell of a point. I was like, he's absolutely right. People are so invested in this lifestyle. If you change it up, if people can't handle it, they are literally
They will fall
it'll be
like
a different where
dominoes.
they would. And I was just thinking about, I said, damn, that was a good ass point. Like we are invested. We're invested in
Yes,
the believing
ma'am.
the earth is round and the air and everything, just stuff. If we change that,
It's a convenience. Yes, ma'am.
mm-hmm.
Sometimes
Well, you know,
ignorance is bliss. For real.
yeah, like
It is.
UFOs, they even on Discovery Channel now. Like so many years, people's like UFOs aren't real, aliens aren't real. Now everywhere you look, Amazon, Netflix, you got UFO documentaries, alien documentaries. They tell you about how they
Shit, I knew that.
interacted with these different spirits. I mean, these
Mhm.
different entities through
It would be
consciousness, and
anarchy.
like
It would be
people
anarchy
would
around
go
here.
freaking crazy if they knew.
Man, I'm trying
It would be
I would have
anarchy
I would have
Like
an
around here.
alien baby.
people would go freaking crazy if they knew all of that stuff about them
I would have an
ETs
alien
and
baby.
underwater
That's some scary
civilizations.
shit.
Like people would really go crazy. So I don't blame them from hiding it from people and teaching them certain things and keeping just them and their life and their family as their focus, and let us handle the big people. You know,
Mhm.
let us worry about it. Let us
Yeah,
tell you
'cause
that it was just a hot air
they need
balloon.
us for the
You
resourcing
know,
of the earth.
yeah, they need us to work.
They
They need us
they
to
need us
work.
to
They need
work
us to have jobs. They need us to keep the money
and do the
flowing and keep the
manual shit.
money
Yeah, keep the
going.
flowing going.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I mean,
they don't
but
want us focused on nothing else that's going on, or how the earth shaped, or what's underneath the ocean, and why y'all so quick to go into space, but y'all ain't explored the depths of the water yet. Like, come on now, that shit don't even make sense. It's a firmament up there, but I'm gonna sit my ass down before I get killed. You know.
no, but I mean, you right. I mean, they do need us to work, but make the money and the way to achieve this money fair for everybody around here, and not just unbalanced for one particular group of people to achieve a greater success than anybody else. Because ain't nobody no better than nobody. So we're gonna leave it at that. So for all those that you know what I'm saying, had a part in taking being a part of the show, I greatly appreciate you guys coming through and supporting it. As always, I think it was a phenomenal discussion that we
Mm-hmm.
that's needed, man. Forget this, man. We're gonna do this show every damn Wednesday, 10:30 Eastern time. Subscribe to T-Bot. Make sure you're part of all the other shows that he has going on. He got the phenomenal drag racing events coming up very, very, very soon. We also have Ladies of Comedy. Also have Wake and Bake, you know, Crack Goddess is improv. She does improv. So Southern Edible is a part of it. West Side Hole. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole family venture out here. You know what I'm saying? So we're trying to make moves out here and keep you guys entertained as well as educated about what's going on in this metaverse and abroad. So look out for a lot of things because we made a lot of connections this past week when I was in Georgia. Again, it was a phenomenal event. So look forward to a lot of things coming out from this T-Bot camp and the things that we got going on. MF Son, man, I think we good. You got anything, my G?
Wow. Nah, man, it was a great show, great information as always, Burden. And let me tell you, I always believe that change will come, and I believe that this is the change that we've been waiting for from each one of us. And we ask that you go out, support all of the politicians that have ran and won, and get involved. Have a great day, a great night. Of course, be safe in the meta streets and be kind.
Be kind.
My man.
Hey,
It's
y'all
to be kind
notice-
for me.
yeah, look, I was doing it the other day. Every time he talk at the end of the show, I always say it with him because we know it.